Hello everybody, Shawna L. Francis here. Today is September 7th, 2022. Thanks for being here for another daily Ascension update or Ascension daily update. Do you guys have a preference on what I'm calling these? These guys are showing up. It's so cool. I'm truly excited to be able to do this and to pass on this knowledge. I think it's going to get really interesting really fast. So hang in there, folks who are kind of like, okay, already I'm ready for something tangible here. I mean, it's like, be careful what you wish for. I mean, I think we're in for some intense stuff. Only time will tell here. We can only kind of guess what these things might be. Got my dad's celebration of life coming up. On Sunday, we have 140 people who have RSVP'd for this celebration of life. I've been working on the program for my dad. This is the proof. It's got edits and stuff that I'm making today for my dad, and made a little bookmark as a little giveaway for him as well. So I'm super excited to be honoring my dad in this way. It's going to be super emotional. He will be there, no doubt. And so it'll just be a beautiful event. So looking forward to it. Also looking forward to it kind of being done. And so I can move on here. I think it'll be some nice closure. All right. So this morning, sat down to meditate. I went for a walk. That was my exercise. I kind of took it easy today. And it was Melchizedek who came through. Melchizedek has been around a long time. I consider them to be kind of special ops. They come in for these special projects, and they have been helping Earth for a very long time. These guys are mentioned in the Bible. They've done some writing in the Urantia book. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend you pull that one up. You can read it for free at like urantia.org or something. And I mean, they're committed to us having a successful ascension. What a job, right? I mean, holy mackerel. We're only playing kind of this smaller role here, but these guys, and timing is different for these guys on the other side. For us, it's like, okay, already, let's get things moving. But for people like Melchizedek, for these beings, time is it's an illusion. It's not real, and time goes by, I think, much slower for them. So anyway. I'm going off on a tangent. Let's talk about what Melchizedek had to say for today. All right, so they came in, and do you remember how the GFL talked about that we're all on this precipice? How long ago was this? Maybe 6 months ago, 7, 8, 9 months ago, talking about all of us kind of being on this precipice, going over this precipice. So they've said here that we're over this precipice now. We've made the leap. We've made the jump. We've made this transition into this new phase. So it's no longer about jiggling the camera here, a decision of whether or not we're going to do that. We've already done it. If you're watching this video, you've made this leap, I imagine, that you've gone over this precipice. We're on the other side, sliding into new territory, they say. So it's really exciting. And then they said that things are going to get a little more intense in terms of the information that they're going to be passing on. And then they took about 5 minutes to open up my channel a little bit further, or open up my field so I could channel them a little bit more. So that was like in real time this morning. They're like, please, relax while we do this. Great. Felt good, tingling in my feet, feeling really kind of calm and relaxed after they got done doing that. All right, so here's how they started off here. Okay, Shawna, we will continue about talking about the lake that the Cryon brought up yesterday. So they call Cryon the Cryon for whatever reason. So we're coming back to the lake idea, guys. Okay. So what they wanted to kind of bring as a metaphor, as a way of teaching, they said, imagine if you would that you are on a boat on this lake before it had been drained and cleaned. Okay, you're on a boat. You are fishing for fish. You have been fishing on this lake and eating the fish out of this lake for generations, for a very long time. And here comes another person on a boat, and they come up to your boat and they say, hey, did you realize that the fish coming out of here are contaminated and they're actually toxic? And you're sitting here in your boat saying, I had no idea. I had no idea. I've been eating this fish for a long time. They're like, well, yeah, there's, a flesh-eating bacteria in here and it's very polluted and it's really not healthy. And you're like scratching your head, okay. So this new person hands over a basket of fish that have never been in that lake. They're from an adjacent river or what have you. So this new person's able to provide this person in the boat with a new fresh batch of healthy fish for them to eat. So the man brings us, we bring the fish back to shore. We eat the fish, it tastes pretty good, but we don't really notice much of a difference. But in a couple of weeks, we really start feeling much better. We've quit fishing in the contaminated lake. Now we are getting our fish from another source. And the person who had been eating that fish for generations in that family, they really had no idea what they were eating, that this was poisonous. They didn't feel good. They felt a little off, but that was their normal. So that feeling of malaise or feeling a little ill after eating, that's just what they were used to. They didn't know any different. They didn't know any different until somebody pointed that out to them. And in hindsight, they could look back and say, okay, wow, that was really, I didn't know that this thing was contaminated. I've been feeding my family's fish for a long time now. I'm so glad that I know this and that I now have a different option for providing sustenance to my family. So they're really thankful for this. So the point here being that, and I think there's a couple of lessons here that Melchizedek is going into. They're saying here, the new person helped enlighten you to a situation you were not aware of. It was only after those toxins were worked out of the system that you realized just how unhealthy it was to be consuming that fish. Many are in the same predicament right now. There is just simply a lack of awareness of the heaviness, the ill feelings, the suffering, and the worrying, the anger, feeling embattled. This is just normal for so many people because they don't know differently. This other person that took the time to say, hey, did you know this? They served as somebody to kind of ignite a spark, light fire, provide a different choice to that person in the boat who didn't know any better. And they say here that the light workers on the planet right now are the ones to help hold the torches high so that people can understand there are different choices that can be made. There are different ways to experience life. There is joy to be had. There is peace to be had, levity and brightness and ease and comfort. If you're just always surrounded by people of lower vibration and who are always in turmoil or suffering or worrying, just it becomes a normal way of being, it's really hard to understand that there could be other choices out there. So as light workers here, this is one of our intentions, just could be one of our intentions, is to be able to offer up a different way of relating to life, to experiencing life. We are providing others with a new option to be considered. So this doesn't mean that we're getting on a soapbox and we're preaching and we're trying to convince other people that this is the better way to be. It is simply by example and by the way a light worker wants to live their lives, that is how they are being of service to others who just simply aren't aware that could be a choice for them. And they say it would be very difficult for you to understand the far-reaching impact of this intention. Trust us when we say it is critical. This also means that you remove the worries that you'd have about anybody else. And this may sound callous, but truly what you are doing is you are honoring where everybody else is at, regardless of the judgments I may place upon their pathway. Okay, so here's kind of the next kind of lesson here out of this. They say it's holding space, it's an honoring, it's an allowing, it's an accepting. This requires, dear one, that you are accepting of yourself. You are not in judgment of yourself. That you are confidently knowing what this is, who you are, and how you serve. And this is big for Melchizedek, knowing who and what you are and how you serve. They talk a lot about this in their books. Anyone or anything that you hold in the darkness, any ill feelings toward or worry or judgment or whatever, also puts you right there in the darkness with them. So being aware of how you are regarding others in this way. It's not about worrying about them. I guess we could even say that the person who brought the clean, healthy fish to that person in the boat, maybe they weren't acting out of worry, but out of compassion and out of care. And out of just, hey, did you know this? And if that the person in the boat would have rejected that, then I guess as a light worker, you'd be like, okay, sounds good. Good luck to you. And you'd go on your way. No attachment to the outcome there. I think that's also really important. They say, be mindful, friends, of when you are not in alignment with this intention. To worry about another person, whether they have been the ones to instigate that worry or not, does not serve you. It does not serve them. Transform worry into compassion, love, and acceptance. This is not to say that you don't, on an individual basis or a group basis, be in a healing service to other people. You may be in beautiful service in many different ways, but you do that service out of love and compassion, not out of worry, not out of judgment, not out of fear. You're not trying to change that other person. You're just kind of offering them, right? All healing is self-healing. You're offering them an opportunity to look at themselves differently, to have an epiphany, to look at things in a different light. This is huge for us, right? No attachment to the outcome there, but you're giving them an option that they may have never considered before, and the light bulbs go off. Honoring their personal belief systems and allowing that expression of those in their own way, just as you would like that for yourself. Okay, none of us knows any better. We're all in lesson here. Cryon talks about this a lot in his books. We are in lesson on planet Earth. Many, many, many people don't realize this. They think that this is real and this is all there is and this is who and what they are. They don't realize that they are an infinite soul of love and light here, come down to the planet in a human embodiment to learn, to experience experiences, to balance karma. We are in lesson here, and it's it's a short stop here, right? We feel like there's just too much to do in such a short amount of time, so we keep coming back and we keep hammering away at this stuff. So again, they said that there have been a gap in role models here to exhibit this kind of acceptance and the grace that goes along with this acceptance as light workers. So here's where we can really turn it on and really be aware of this. We have the capacity to be these mentors, to be the embodiment of this concept in real and tangible ways to help change this planet through focused intention. This is the challenge that we propose to you. And that was about it in terms of the lesson today. So how do you feel about this? I think every day for me, there are opportunities to see how I am looking at other people, how I am judging other people, how I regard them. You can do it on TV. You can do it with your family, with your friends and your neighbors. I mean, I think this is, again, that's a normal thing to do for us. We do a lot of stereotyping. We make a lot of assumptions about each other. And none of that is really serving us in this new world, in this new paradigm. It is really about owning yourself, making sure that you are in alignment with your soul's purpose and knowing yourself as love and light and infinite in nature, and knowing everybody else as that as well. I mean, let alone that we are all one, that we are all sharing this same energetic field here, experiencing duality here on the planet for a short time for our lessons. Everybody's doing this. Oh, shoot, there was one other thing that was really important here. here is an affirmation that they offered up, that you can be saying when you catch yourself maybe not in alignment with this whole concept. I honor you and your pathway and your decisions, just as I honor myself, my pathway, and my decisions. I am free to do what it is I want to do, and you are free to do what it is you want to do. I honor this. I honor your experience. And there was something else here. You know, this is not easy. Shifting gears to the collective. One last thing here. We're shifting gears to the collective. So this precipice, I think, was kind of like this delineation or demarcation between kind of working on ourselves versus now working on behalf of the collective. So shifting gears to the collective, energetically being available for others in the holding of space in service by example. The question for you is no longer, what can my guides do for me? What can God do for me? And it is now, what can you do for God? What can you do for others? And the answer is simple, okay? We're exercising our choice, our freedom, and our sovereignty to be beacons of light for everyone, okay? Everyone. You know, these aren't new concepts, but it's time to put them into action every day. I know this is not easy. I struggle with this as well, but this is where Melchizedek is asking us to go and to be mindful of this. Okay, team, that's it for today. Love and light to all of you. Wishing you happiness, health, peace, presence, being in the now, loving yourselves, rising above the minutia, and rocking these torches and holding them high. Okay, team, I love you. Mwah.